Think you know what's happening in the world? You watch the news, scroll your feed, and feel informed. But some of the biggest changes are happening just beneath the surface. Today we're diving into a global trend that's challenging our ideas about society, gender, and economics. We're talking about the rise of male sex work in 10 countries, an issue that's reshaping communities and economies. This isn't just one story. It's a complex mix of economic need, technology, and shifting social attitudes. For some, it's survival. For others, it's opportunity. For all, it's a sign of a world in flux. We'll explore why this is happening, from Bangkok's nightlife to the digital world. No sensationalism, no moralizing, just understanding. Let's get into the facts and reasons behind this phenomenon. Ready? Let's dive in. Let's start in Thailand, the land of smiles, famous for beaches, food, and a bustling tourism industry. For years, sex tourism here focused on women, but now, more men are entering the industry. Tourism is a huge driver. Millions visit Thailand seeking all kinds of experiences, and demand for male companionship is rising. Nightlife in Bangkok, Pattaya, and Phuket now openly caters to this market. Social attitudes are shifting too. While tradition runs deep, there's growing acceptance of diverse gender expressions. For many young men, especially from rural areas, sex work offers financial opportunities unavailable at home. The promise of quick earnings is a powerful motivator. It's a perfect storm booming tourism, evolving norms and economic need. Thailand's story shows that sex work is never just one narrative, it's thousands, each shaped by culture and circumstance. The industry is changing, and so are the lives of those within it. It's a trend that's impossible to ignore. Next, Brazil, a country of vibrant culture and deep economic challenges. Economic instability and high unemployment push many, including men, into unconventional work. In cities like Rio and Sao Paulo, the informal economy is a lifeline, and sex work is a direct route to income. Urban migration means millions arrive in cities seeking opportunity, but many end up with few options. The anonymity of city life makes it easier to enter stigmatized work. Brazil's LGBTQ+ community is large but faces violence and discrimination, making sex work both empowering and risky. Technology has transformed the industry. Online platforms offer safety and access, lowering barriers to entry. For many, it's about survival and resilience in the face of economic and social pressure. The digital age has made the industry more visible and accessible. Brazil's story is one of adaptation and survival. It's a rhythm as complex as Samba itself. Now to India, a land of contrasts where tradition meets rapid modernization. Urban migration brings millions of young men to cities, but jobs are scarce. For some, sex work, often called gigolo work, becomes a way to survive or supplement income. Technology is the enabler. Cheap data and smartphones mean online platforms and encrypted apps are the new marketplace. Anonymity is crucial in a society where sex work is taboo and masculinity is rigidly defined. The clientele is changing too. More financially independent women are seeking companionship on their own terms. This silent revolution is happening behind screens and closed doors. Social stigma is immense, forcing many men to lead double lives. It's not just about money, it's about navigating cultural expectations and personal secrets. India's story is one of adaptation in a rapidly changing world. Let's bring it to the United States, the land of the gig economy. If you can order food or a ride from an app, why not companionship? The rise in male sex work here is about technology, economics, and redefining work. Platforms like Seeking and social media have made it easy to market and negotiate directly with clients. It's less about street corners, more about curated profiles and digital branding. Economic pressures, student debt, high living costs, make sex work a pragmatic choice for some. Flexibility and high earnings appeal to students and creatives alike. Changing attitudes around sexuality and relationships have blurred old boundaries. Sugar arrangements have normalized transactional relationships for a new generation. But legal risks remain. Sex work is mostly illegal, except in parts of Nevada. The digital age offers opportunity, but also danger and legal uncertainty. The American story is one of innovation meeting economic need. It's a new kind of hustle. Across the pond in the UK, the story is about legal nuance, media visibility, and economic pressure. Selling sex isn't illegal, but related activities are, creating a legal gray area. Independent male escorts advertising online are mostly within the law. This framework makes sex work more viable for men than in more punitive countries. Media and pop culture have increased visibility, reducing stigma and making the industry less hidden. Economic drivers, rising costs, and a tough job market push men to sex work for financial stability. The internet is the great facilitator, offering autonomy and safety. Workers can set their own rates and screen clients. The UK's unique mix of law, media, and economics has created a distinct environment for male sex work. It's a pragmatic response to modern pressures. The industry is evolving in the open. In South Africa, economic hardship and evolving attitudes drive a dangerous rise in male sex work. Youth unemployment is among the world's highest, especially for marginalized communities. For many, sex work is about survival, not choice. The industry is risky. Trafficking and exploitation are real threats, especially for migrants. South Africa's progressive constitution protects LGBTQ+ rights, but social attitudes remain conservative and often hostile. Gay men may find a market in urban centers but face violence and stigma if discovered. Tourism, especially in Cape Town, fuels a high-end market alongside street-level survival work. The industry reflects deep economic divides. For many, it's a tightrope walk between opportunity and danger. South Africa's story is a stark reminder of how inequality shapes lives. The struggle for a better life leads down difficult paths. In the Philippines, male sex work is shaped by migration, economic realities, and the digital boom. Overseas, Filipino workers return home to limited job prospects, sometimes turning to sex work. Economic pressure and the need to support families drive many into the industry. The internet has transformed the trade. Cybersex and webcam modeling offer safer, more discreet options. High internet use and social media activity make digital platforms the new frontier. Tourism in places like Boracay and Manila fuels demand for male companionship. The industry serves both foreign tourists and a growing local clientele. For many, it's a shortcut to financial stability. The digital pivot has opened the industry to new participants. The Philippines story is one of adaptation in a connected world. It's a modern, complex landscape. In Russia, economic instability and repression have created a hidden market for male sex work. Economic hardship and few job opportunities push men into the underground industry. Strict anti-LGBTQ+ laws force the trade deep underground, making it dangerous and secretive. Workers rely on encrypted apps and word-of-mouth to connect with clients. There's no legal protection. Men face risks from clients, criminals, and authorities. The state's stance means workers are actively targeted and must stay invisible. Despite the risks, demand persists from a hidden community and visiting tourists. The internet is the only relatively safe way to connect. Russia's story is a chilling example of how politics and economics create high-stakes underground worlds. Survival depends on secrecy. It's a world where being seen can be life-threatening. In Nigeria, the hustle is legendary, but so are unemployment and urbanization. Cities overflow with young people seeking opportunity, but jobs are scarce. The informal economy thrives, and for some, sex work is the only viable option. Social media is the new marketplace. Men use coded language and curated profiles to attract clients. This happens in a deeply religious, conservative society where same-sex relationships are criminalized. Male sex workers face police harassment, extortion, and violence. The clientele is diverse, wealthy locals, expatriates, and tourists. For women, hiring a male escort can be an act of rebellion. For men, it's a hidden act in a homophobic environment. Workers navigate constant legal and social threats. It's the Nigerian hustle at its riskiest. Survival means staying one step ahead. In Australia, male sex work is out in the open, thanks to legal reform and cultural acceptance. Decriminalization in states like New South Wales and Victoria means workers can operate legally and safely. They pay taxes, access healthcare, and have legal protections. Stigma is reduced, and workers can advertise openly, join unions, and advocate for rights. Economic factors still matter. Sex work funds education, art, or a better lifestyle. The key difference: legal protection allows focus on business, not just survival. The clientele is diverse, reflecting Australia's open society. Companionship and fulfilling fantasies are as important as sex. Australia's model shows what's possible when society supports rather than criminalizes sex workers. It's not perfect, but it's a powerful case study. A different path is possible. From Thailand to Australia, Russia to Nigeria, the rise in male sex work is a global, complex issue. It's not one story, but a mosaic of survival, choice, and adaptation. Economics, technology, and changing attitudes drive this trend. Understanding the why is the first step to a more honest conversation. The world is complicated. Let's try to understand its layers. What surprised you? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you value these deep dives, like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.